Ghost stories are often just legends of pure imagination. You use ghost stories to scare your friends while you hang out around the fire, drinking some tea, laughing and enjoying your camping night. But the next 3 stories you would wish to be just imagination. Unfortunately, those are not. These stories are real, and this is the kind of content that will spook you out. First story, the ghost from the mirror. Those happenings were confessed by a pregnant woman. Late at night, I usually go to the bathroom multiple times, but for the past 4 days, every time I go to leave, I can see myself still standing in the mirror from the corner of my eye. It is like the other me is watching me leave the bathroom. It terrifies me to the point where I almost run out without looking directly at the mirror. I never told my husband about it because I didn't want to acknowledge it out loud. Earlier today, I took a nap in our bed while he sat in the chair next to it watching TV. When I woke up, he told me that he had seen me sit up and crawl backward to the edge of the bed and stand up in front of our bedroom door from the corner of his eye. He thought it was weird that I got up like that because I'm in the last month of my pregnancy and I can't really move so well without it hurting. So he tried talking to me. When I didn't answer, he looked at the door to find me not there and still sleeping in bed. I got really creeped out and finally told him about what I've been seeing in the bathroom. He thought it was creepy as well, but didn't want to really talk about it anymore because he thinks it will give whatever it is power or energy. I have no idea what it wants or why we both saw it. Second story, the haunted house. A woman confessed the next strange events which occurred in her house. My house was fraught with weird stuff happening when we first moved in. The kitchen table would move overnight 12 to 18 inches. My keys will disappear and show up in the weirdest places like my quilt trunk. My son went into the basement and things came flying off the shelf at him. He also saw someone walking on our wrap-around porch once, but no one was there. The most obvious one was a few years ago, twice this happened. I was sweeping the kitchen floor. The door to the porch started shaking uncontrollably. It was like someone was trying to open the door without turning the knob. Lasted about 15 seconds. Keep in mind this is a wrap-around porch completely enclosed. I knew it was bad because my dogs, who will bark at a butterfly flying past the window, all looked up at the door and stepped back. Both times it happened I was doing the same thing about the same time at night. One night I walked into the kitchen table while going to the bathroom. It was not the first time I walked into the kitchen table because it was moved, so I just said, "Please stop moving the kitchen table." This was the biggest mistake I've ever made. The light started flickering and a strange feeling overwhelmed me. Something put me down on the floor. My husband woke up because of my screams and came to help me. When he came in the kitchen I could get up, so we took our son and went to a hotel room that night. The next day we called a priest to bless the house, but he told us that the demonic presence was too strong for blessing the house. Third story, the haunted office. These events are confessed by an office worker. This happened to me 4 years ago and I can still remember every detail because it was one of the creepiest experiences I've ever had. I worked as an in-house graphic artist for a cosmetics company. During the day the office was normally busy and full of people, but at night nobody wanted to work overtime alone. If we needed to do so, it was usually by groups of 3 or 4. I've heard stories about chairs swiveling on their own, about dark shadows moving about. I found it fascinating since I was interested in the paranormal, but I never thought that something strange would ever happen to me. My boss instructed me to go to the office one Saturday afternoon. Since it was a weekend, nobody was there except a security guard. I thought that since it wasn't at night, it wouldn't be creepy to work there alone. I was wrong. Nothing happened during the first 2 hours I was there. The office was completely silent. I decided to play some music on my computer to create a bit of noise while I edited my project. On the 3rd hour, something strange started to happen. I heard the sound of running feet, like a pair of rubber shoes squeaking against marble floor. I thought that maybe it was coming from the office next door since the walls were pretty thin. Then, I heard the sound come closer as if it was running right in front of me. Take note that I was the only person within the office. There was nothing in front of me except empty desks and cubicles. The security guard was outside guarding the main entrance. He had to walk through a long hallway before entering the office area. It was unlikely that I was hearing his footsteps, so I stopped the music to listen to it more clearly. The footsteps were still there. It kept running from left to right and then back again, and it really sounded as if it was happening right in front of my desk. I don't get scared easily, so I merely shrugged and just upped the volume of my music so I can continue editing the needed files. The running stopped. I breathed a sigh of relief. I honestly thought that maybe I was just imagining it. Then I heard 3 different voices laughing behind my back. This time the hair of my arms rose. You see, there were floor-to-ceiling windows right behind my back. The office was on the 21st floor. I turned around and saw nothing but the sky outside and a few faraway buildings. I shut the music off. The laughter continued on. That was it. I just couldn't ignore it anymore. I saved my project to my USB, logged off my computer, grabbed my bag and walked away. It was company policy that the last person leaving the office must also lock the door. Since I was the only employee in the area, I had to make sure that it was locked properly. I did what I had to do and went on my way. Halfway through the hallway, I heard something click and turn. By this time, my heart was pounding faster and faster. I knew I shouldn't have looked back, but I did. The door that I was so sure was locked slowly swung open. There was no wind, nobody was there. Then it slammed back shut. I ran the hell out of there. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching and do not forget, always keep your third eye open.